and welcome back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. You can find all of the links in the description box below to the places where you can find me on social media, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a new video. Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Scrappy Sunday and the projects that I am currently working on. If you're new around here and aren't familiar with Scrappy Sunday, it is a day that you take to spend to work on Scrappy projects. So it's just kind of a reset, preparing for the week ahead, using those scraps and creating beautiful projects. I have a whole bunch of Scrappy Sunday videos already on my channel. Most of them are going through the blanket that I made last year, and at the beginning of this year is when I finished it. So I created a whole bunch of videos for that, and you can check all of those out if you'd like. I have one that is talking about it being completed, so that would be the best video to start out with, most likely. However, I also have a tutorial on how to crochet your own corner-to-corner scrappy blanket, so be sure to check that out. I will link all of those videos down in the description box below, and there'll be some cards up in the corner where you can check those out as well. So, at the beginning of this year, I finished my huge, amazing corner-to-corner scrappy blanket. It was the first big scrappy project that I ever did. It's absolutely amazing. I use it all the time. I love it. It is one of my most favorite things I've ever made. There's just so many memories attached to it from all of those different yarns, and I love it so much. And so after I finished that, I kind of wanted to play around with a few other ideas and really figure out what I wanted to do next. I knew I didn't want to do something exactly like that yet. I do see myself making another blanket like that, but I wanted to dive into another type of project too. And so I am currently working on two blankets. I'm actually not 100% sure that one of them is going to be a blanket, but that'll make more sense here in a minute. I'm going to start off with my first one, and that is the one that I have been working on ever since I finished my big scrappy blanket. And currently, it is a whole bunch of these rectangles. So when I created the corner-to-corner scrappy blanket tutorial on my channel, again, it'll be linked down below. When I created that video, I made a sample, and it was actually this square is what I crocheted during that tutorial, and it was showing you how to make it into a blanket. But of course, it would have been really, it wouldn't have been a good idea for me to create a whole blanket for that tutorial because you just wouldn't have been able to see it on the camera. So I made this small version, and then when I finished it, I kind of realized that I really, really liked this size and how it turned out, and I wanted to make a whole bunch of them and create a larger project with them. So right now I'm planning on doing a blanket. However, I'm not completely settled on that idea. I might change it. I have a couple of other ideas brewing in my mind that I really want to do. I'm just not sure if this is the right way to go about those ideas or not. But anyway, so I have made a whole bunch of these rectangles. I have a little stack here. This is just acrylic worsted weight yarn. This is what I used for so many years, and I have since dived into other yarns, but I love acrylic. I have absolutely nothing against it. If you use it all the time, that is absolutely amazing. I still use it to this day. I think it's a great option. It's very affordable, machine washable and dryable, durable. I love it. It's awesome. And that is what the majority of my first blanket was made out of, just because that's what I have so many scraps of, because I used it for so long. And still using it. I'm still using it, so I'm still creating scraps with it. But anyway, so I'm taking those scraps and turning them into these squares. And I'm trying to really, I have a couple of bins in my room here that is just filled with balls of yarn that are too much to just, throw away or discard, but too little to use for a really big project. So I'm using the yarn that I want to use out of those balls for these squares, and then I am donating the rest. That's kind of the process that I'm going through because I am just busting out of this room and I can't be doing that. So gotta pare it down just a little bit. But anyway, so those are the squares. I am using a size I hook. Nope, actually I think I'm using a size J. I don't know if I have it in here though, so that's great. Let's see. Oh, I do. Yeah, size J crochet hook. And I'm just increasing. Let's see if I can really show you. I've woven in my ends, so it's kind of a little bit hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm increasing for 7 rows, and then they are, I believe, 11 blocks tall. So, and again, I walk you through this step by step in that tutorial. I made this exact square, so you can really see everything I did in that video. And I'm really loving these. I don't know all the colorway names. Most of this is Hobby Lobby's. I love this yarn. This one, I believe, wow, this is like my favorite, and I'm blanking on the name. I'm not sure what any of these colorway names are, to be honest, but they're all really beautiful. My plan is just to make all of these rectangles and then add a single crochet border around all of them, and then seam them all together into one big amazing blanket. That is my plan right now. It might change, but for right now, I'm just absolutely loving this project, and it is really nice to be able to just pick it up and crochet a square instead of, doing a whole row or something that can be a little bit more cumbersome. And it's also really portable, which is another really great thing. I can just take a ball of yarn and a crochet hook and go if we're going out in the car on a Sunday or something, and that's a really great project for me to carry along. I am storing all of these squares and a whole bunch of yarn that I'll be using for this project in this bag. This is actually a Mitchell's bag. Absolutely love all of their bags. My mom buys things from them all the time, and I have a few of their bags, and they're awesome. So anyway, really love this project. It's going great so far. My crochet hook is rolling off my bench here. Anyway, really like that project. Okay, and then the next Scrappy project that I am working on is a cotton project. So I have lots of cotton scraps too, and cotton scraps are kind of something that I have a whole bunch of, but I really did not know what I wanted to do with them. I thought about doing like a scrappy dishcloths or something like that, and I think that would be really fun, but I was really concerned about the knots that would be in dishcloths. For blankets, obviously, you have to attach the balls of yarn together, and I use the magic knot, which again you can check out in that Scrappy Sunday tutorial, or Scrappy blanket tutorial. But for something that is so heavily used and washed and just really not taken great care of intentionally, like a dishcloth, I didn't think that would be a great use for them. And it would take me so long to use all of them because a dishcloth does not take very much yarn, and I have lots of cotton scraps. So I quickly decided that wasn't very practical, and I decided to start a crochet granny stripe blanket with all of my cotton scraps, and I am loving this project. What I have done is I got all of my cotton scraps. This isn't quite all of them, but it's definitely a good portion of them. And I made magic knot cakes, and they're not the neatest. Like, it was kind of intentional. I didn't try super hard to make them really neat, and I got them all randomly, so it's going to be super random, and that's kind of the theme that I like to do for my scrappy projects right now. I do not have a curated selection of scrap yarn right now to be able to pull from. Like, I have like a few different pinks, but I don't have enough pinks to make a whole project that's like an all pink scrappy blanket. I think that's awesome, and that would be so gorgeous, but it's just really not practical for me. So that's not the method that I have chosen to create scrappy projects, at least this fall. Hopefully I'll be able to do that someday, but as of right now, it wasn't practical. So I grabbed them all randomly and made a whole bunch of these magic knot cakes. I have a few in this bag here, and I'll be making a few more with the rest of my scraps here soon. But right now, I am just grabbing a cake and going to town. I'm on my second cake right now, and here is what the blanket looks like. I'm actually holding it upside down, I guess, but anyway, this is what it looks like. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. It feels absolutely amazing. This is going to be such a great blanket to cover up with in the summer when it's hot outside, but the air conditioning is on inside. A cotton blanket is great for those days. It's going to be so nice to just have on my bed. It's going to match my room. I love this thing so much. I'm having so much fun working on it. I'm using a size H hook. This is actually one that I made a clay handle for, and I really, really like it. I've done a few of these, but this one is by far my favorite. I guess not by far. I have another one that I really like too, but this is one of my absolute favorites. Anyway, so it's going really, really well. I don't even remember how much I chained. I should really figure that out and tell y'all in the next video. I'll remember to do that, but I'm loving it. It's going so good. It's been a lot of fun to work on this. It's honestly hard not to work on it throughout the week because I love it that much. But yeah. Now this is one that's probably going to be, I mean both of these are going to be long term, let's be honest. But this one I have a feeling is going to be even more long term because I don't actually think I have enough cotton scraps to make it as big as I want it yet. We'll see. I might. I'm really not sure. But my plan is definitely to use just about all of my cotton. Well, the majority of this is Hobby Lobby's. I love this cotton. So my plan is to use just about all I have of that yarn in this blanket and just kind of get it all out of my stash and then replenish when I need to with certain colors that I'm going to use a lot. So that's my plan. I'm having so much fun with these Scrappy projects. Scrappy Sunday is one of those things that it can be a little bit hard to take time for, especially, being a college student. A lot of my, time to actually work on projects and get some stuff done is on the weekends because the weekdays are so jam-packed with school stuff. But it can be hard to take that time, but it's so, so worth it. I feel so creative when I'm working on these projects with all these colors, and it's a really inspiring way to kind of set my week on the right track. So I highly recommend starting a Scrappy project. I know a whole bunch of you have because I've inspired you to, which is so, so awesome. So let me know in the comments below if you were working on any Scrappy Sunday projects today or any Sunday. I love hearing about everything that you guys are working on, so please don't hesitate to reach out. I hope you enjoyed hearing about these Scrappy projects, and I will chat with you all next time. Bye.